I would say right now, we're holding our own. We're in good shape. We've had a good year. The first thing that was very good was the Goodyear expansion, 125, 128 million. They had about a 240,000 square foot building they're adding over there. Another thing was the Keystone Foods was a big deal. We converted the property at Cameron Glen. We only had 31 acres, was the largest tract of land we had to develop for commercial and industrial development. And they needed about 90 acres, and they probably would have moved out of county or out of state. And that's going to be, it's on here, that's going to be a $118 million, and I think about $11 million from the cold storage group that's going out there with them. In that, we agreed to 4-lane the road from our industrial park there on Airport Road all the way down to Steel Station Road, which is going to open up about 400 or 500 more acres for us. And that is probably saved 500 jobs, added about 200 more, and there may be even some backfill at this other plant. The rumor is on that. But also, I think the big draw is going to be having the industrial park there. We are going to be getting a ILS system. It's going to be a little slower than what we thought, but once we get that installed, we bought some property, the Airport Authority did, and to make way for that. And once that gets installed, we may be able to pick up some air freight and some other things. And I believe that 4-lane, that road from off the interstate, is going to help everything down that way. And we have 5 more officers slots in the new budget. And where a lot of times we might have 4 or 5 or 6 on the street, now we're going to be having 7. And then we'll have a couple of traffic. And we have a sergeant on one side of town, the east side, one on the west side, and a lieutenant. So we could be anywhere from 10 to 13 or 14 officers on the street at any time, and maybe even more on some shifts. And speaking of crime, I was real proud to see this as well. This is according to FBI statistics. On violent crime in '06, we had 326 violent crimes. This year in last year in '07, we had 174. On property crimes, we had 3,251, and in '07 we had 2,500. That's a reduction of about 700. And all that goes hand in hand with cleaning up, cleaning out, the neighborhood watch groups being real active, and some of them are a lot more active than others, but we continue to work with them. And when we move in an area and do some things, we get public works, we get the police in there. After we move out, we keep going back every so often and go through again and send out letters where it won't go back. And also, we're getting some buildings out there, or one building we hope. We thought we'd have it by now, but maybe a few more weeks, from the Air Force Reserve that moved out, and we're going to put a fire department out there, which will keep everybody's rate from going up. And the building is pretty much made for that. We'll have to do a few things, but it's going to be a good thing too. We got 3 new firemen in the budget as well, and we'd already hired some. Penny's, if you've been in there, I was in there the other day looking around. That's a really big, nice store. And then Books A Million, that's a good draw. Those are good draws. We want to get to where we're regional in shopping, and also in eating out and tourism and things to do.